In the world of training, the word hypertrophy is automatically associated with big muscles, intense exercise, and high training volume. But there is a concept that raises many questions, especially among trainers and movement professionals. Does it make sense to use electromyography to improve hypertrophy? In this post, you will be able to clarify exactly what muscle activity is, how it is measured with electromyography, and what its true role is in muscle growth. Additionally, you will discover how to use it to optimize the exercises you prescribe and ensure that your patients or athletes work with maximum efficiency. By the way, I'm going to give you a spoiler before you keep reading. If you want to design more effective workouts, avoid compensations, and deliver better stimuli, electromyography will help you achieve it. In the link in the description, you have a way to contact us and find out how to integrate electromyography into your work. Alright, let's start by clarifying what muscle activity is and how it relates to hypertrophy. Muscle activity refers to the level of contraction of a muscle during an exercise. As you know, it can be measured objectively through surface electromyography, which records how much electricity a muscle generates when it is activated. This will allow you to know which muscles are working more or less during a specific task with real data. However, it's important to clarify a common but incorrect idea. Greater muscle activation does not always mean automatic muscle growth. Why isn't there a direct relationship between muscle activation and hypertrophy? Even if a muscle is highly activated during an exercise, that alone does not guarantee it will grow. Hypertrophy depends on multiple factors, including total training volume, relative intensity, that is, the load sustained mechanical tension, time under tension, muscle failure, and local fatigue. Muscle activation, therefore, is just one of the ingredients in the process, but that doesn't mean it's irrelevant. So, what is the real role of muscle activity? Muscle activity gives you key information. It tells you which muscles are actually being recruited and how the load is being distributed during the exercise. This has two direct benefits for those seeking hypertrophy. It allows you to increase mechanical tension in the desired muscle, which improves the quality of the stimulus, and it helps prevent compensations that shift the work to other muscle groups that you do not want to target in that exercise. In other words, electromyography does not replace training principles, but it helps you align your execution and choose exercises that make each repetition more efficient. Let's see how to maximize activation in each exercise using electromyography. Electromyography will allow you to detect which exercise truly activates the muscles you want to develop. Let's look at it with a practical example. If we compare a two-legged glute bridge with a single-legged glute bridge, if you look at the graph, the single-legged version shows greater activation of the gluteus maximus, making it a more efficient option. If your goal is to stimulate that muscle, this alone does not guarantee hypertrophy, but it does allow you to focus your effort correctly, which will improve the impact of the volume and load applied afterward. Now, imagine you want to work the gluteus maximus again. Surely, the hip thrust is one of the exercises you would use the most, alright? So take a look at the results. With the help of electromyography, you might discover that glute activation increases significantly when your feet are closer to your hips, compared to, for example, when they are farther away. This information will give you an advantage. You'll be able to adjust your technique so that the stimulus is focused more on the target muscle without increasing the load or the number of repetitions. Therefore, the relationship between muscle activity and hypertrophy is not direct, but it is connected. Electromyography won't tell you if the muscle is going to grow, but it does show you if it's working as it should. And that, when combined with good planning of volume, intensity, and technique, can make a big difference in your results. See you in the next post.